Cheers. Thank you for coming. Wow, this is actually good with the bitter in it. I've never had that. I think NYU didn't allow it until you were a junior. So I couldn't get a letter from NYU that said I was okay to do this internship. And then in turn, MTV wouldn't allow you to intern unless you had that letter saying you were getting credits. Because otherwise it would be like slave labor, because they're not paying interns. So I just was like, man, I had this opportunity, I got offered the internship, and I can't not have it work out. So I ended up getting, I think it was like the letter that got sent to me from NYU that said I was accepted to college, and I ended up pasting white paper. I took a photocopy of it, and then you could still see a little hint of the line where I pasted the paper, so I took a photocopy of that. I kept photocopying it until it just got blurred in, and all you saw was NYU at the top and then just a white piece of paper. And then I just basically forged my own letter saying I was getting credits, and that's it. And I got myself in. So I didn't really get credits at all, but MTV thought I was. It was like the first 6 months or something. The show's kind of weird because it was just Carson in an empty studio with a TV set here, like a monitor, and just he would talk off camera to the cameraman and the stage manager and all of us, but it was just quiet. And then I think once kids started showing up outside, then we had the idea to start bringing kids in. And so I think then we brought the audience in, and it became more of what you saw in the later years. And then the pop stuff just started breaking in a big way, like the NSYNCs and the Backstreet Boys and actually, even like the M&Ms and Kid Rock, there was like pop in every sort of genre. And so all that just came together at once. It was like studio, Carson, pop stuff breaking, and it just became this like a destination for viewers at home on television, but it also became a destination for people to come visit too. After TRL, I'd done a lot of studio-based stuff, so I knew the studio backwards and forwards, but having been a film student, I was always interested in telling stories visually and doing something that was more narrative-driven. So after doing TRL, I started doing story-driven stuff, and I think it started with Made, and that was like the start of it. And then, I hired Liz Gately in like 2002, and then one of the first things she pitched was, let's do like a reality Beverly Hills 90210. We wanted to just do a reality show in the visual language of film or scripted television or narrative TV. We were using long lenses and holding shots, so we didn't have a lot of shaky camera moves. Basically just followed like the style and the techniques of filmmaking instead of documentary TV. Films are my main love, and what I feel like I know the best, and pretty much model or every show or pieces of shows from techniques I've seen in films, like either the cinematography or the editorial style or the credits or something. With Jersey, it was really just about going back to like a cinema verite approach, like a hands-off approach, and just like let it be raw and let these characters just do what they do, which is speak their mind and be unsubtle. And really looking at like films like Saturday Night Fever and things that have like that camaraderie. I think Jersey Shore was unexpected on a number of levels. I think it was unexpected that it would become the size of a hit that it became. I think we all thought it would do well, but we didn't think it would be that big. I think also what was unexpected was the negative reaction in some sectors of the audience that felt it was stereotyping a particular subset of the audience. And I think that what surprises was that was not the intention of the show. The show was not meant to be about any one ethnic group. As a matter of fact, the kids are all of mixed ethnicity. It was meant to be really about a group of kids that share similar sort of fashion sense, music, attitude, vibe, and that they all come together and go spend their summer down the Jersey Shore. But then again, at the same time, I think not every show is for everybody. And I think if you try to make every show for everybody, you end up diluting the product. And so I think that it's important to sort of stay true to the vision of the show and go for it. And and again, it's never our intention. It wasn't our intention, and it never is to offend anybody. And it's too bad some people were offended, but I think there were also a lot of people who loved it. And I think with great art or things that pop through in pop culture in a way, it's really because people are talking about it, and people either love it or hate it. Entertain, enlighten, and engage. And I think that as long as you can do two of those three things, engage an audience and entertain them, or enlighten an audience and engage them, I think then you're delivering on what you're supposed to do. If you hit all three, that's awesome, but that's really hard. 16 and Pregnant is probably a show that has enlightened people to specific issues and new issues. It's entertaining an audience because it definitely has moments of entertainment and levity, and it's engaging. Once you watch it, you can't take your eyes off it. So I think 16 and Pregnant kind of delivers on all, and I think with that show, the hardest thing to do is to make it entertaining. Yeah, I honestly, with Giga, the goal was to get back to doing what I love most, which is making stuff, producing, directing, writing, creating, developing. And Liz Gately, and I have been like a sort of in-house producing team for a long time. We've always planned on doing this, and this was the right time to do it. I'd say my perfect last meal would be with my friends and family at Parkside in Corona, Queens, having a big, large Italian dinner upstairs. But yeah, that would probably be it for me. For me, it's about even more than the food, is about the vibe and the people and the atmosphere.